The world of gaming always has some interesting news going on. From new game releases to new updates to your favorite games, we have it all. So what's been going on in the world of gaming these past few weeks? Well, stay tuned to today's video as we are going to discuss one of the weirdest Resident Evil games, how it's getting an official 3D remake. First up, we have one of the weirdest Resident Evil games is getting an unofficial 3D remake. Resident Evil is one of the most popular game series of all time. We have so many games in this franchise and the vast majority of them are just amazing. However, there are some games that people just don't know enough about or have forgotten about. One of those is Resident Evil Gaiden, a 2D Resident Evil game that was released in 2001 for the Game Boy Color. This game is basically unknown and hasn't seen any love from the gaming world in a long time. So, a group of developers have taken it upon themselves to remake this game in 3D. This is titled Project Starlight, and they are trying to upgrade the original game into 3D and use more traditional gameplay elements that we know in other Resident Evil games. Gaiden was limited as it was released on Game Boy Color, so they couldn't create a traditional Resident Evil game. One of Project Starlight's goals is to make this game into a better experience for all. In terms of the game's story, it is actually considered non-canon. This means that it doesn't play into anything the other Resident Evil games have done and basically never happened in the world of Resident Evil. This makes a lot of sense, especially with how story-driven Resident Evil games were and have become. The latest Resident Evil games have become much more story-focused and have become a trilogy in its latest 2 games going into Resident Evil 9. What do you think about this project? Hopefully all goes well for the developers and we get to see this 3D remake in action. Let us know down below in the comments section what your thoughts are on this. God of War's director says PlayStation developers badgered Sony to bring their games to PC. God of War finally made its way to PC this past week and the reviews for it are amazing. They have done an amazing job porting this game over from the PlayStation 4 and 5. It looks phenomenal, but it must have taken lots of hard work. With the release of the game, an interview with Game Informer released where they interviewed the creative director of the game. During this interview, we got some more insight into how the game was ported and the effort it took to get the ball rolling. I think it was the collective of studios all over saying that this is a really good idea. We should be looking into this, he replied. Eventually, I think it reached that tipping point when we had sent so many suggestion box suggestions that they were like, I'm tired of hearing all of this. Fine, we'll do this. It's a process, Barlog added. We're still figuring it out as a company and as individual studios how to do this and what the process and strategy will be. Elden Ring will take about 30 hours to finish. From what we have heard about the game from those that have played it and of course press outlets, the main story of the game should take you about 30 hours. This is already much longer than the previous Souls games and even something like Sekiro, which was already much bigger and much more open than a Dark Souls game. However, of course this will probably be much longer for the main story if you keep dying over and over again to the main bosses in the game, so good luck with that. Press has been assured that even the Souls veterans will have a tough time with some bosses and enemies in Elden Ring. Producer of Elden Ring, Yasuhiro Kitao, spoke on the game taking about 30 hours to finish, but of course you can put even more time than that into the game if you so desire. This will differ significantly by player, but in terms of the target set during development, the idea is that the main route should be able to be completed within around 30 hours, Kitao said. The game as a whole is quite massive and contains many dozens more hours worth of gameplay, but if we are talking about the main route only, it shouldn't take much longer than that. The biggest thing going into Elden Ring is the difficulty of it, just like any other Souls game. However, because Elden Ring is more open world, the developers have assured players that there will be many bonfires for you to save your progress at and respawn if you need to at any point. This game is going to be amazing. Hopefully the game time reflects that as well. And now, onto some more gaming news. Next up, PS Plus games for February 2022 announced. As we get every month, we finally have the February 2022 PS Plus games. Sadly, we aren't getting anything insane this month, but the games we have are pretty decent if you don't already have them. First up, we have UFC 4, which many fighting fans out there will enjoy. It isn't the best UFC experience ever, but it should hold you off for a little while until another game comes out. Then the other PS4 game is Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep a Wonderland's One-Shot Adventure. If you don't already know what this is, the game is a re-release of the Borderlands 2 DLC Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep that released many years ago. In preparation for the release of her own game, we have a new and revamped version of the DLC released on its own. This version has some new loot and story to discover. It's definitely something any Borderlands fan should check out if you already haven't. And finally, we have the PS5 exclusive game, Planet Coaster Console Edition. This game, just like your normal Roller Coaster Tycoon or Theme Park World game, but with some extra flair and better graphics. Many agree that this month isn't the best, but it's not the worst thing in the world either. What do you think about this month's PS Plus games? Let us know down down in the comments below and let us know your predictions for next month as well. And finally, we have Don't Believe the Hype. The NFT revolution in gaming is a downgrade. The world of NFTs has slowly been gaining ground in the gaming space, and many people aren't for it at all. There are many people who love what's going on, but many are discouraging those from advocating for these NFT games. TechRadar.com states that since making major headlines near the start of 2021, NFTs have evolved from the fad everyone expected would die off to become the latest unstoppable arm of the crypto-driven machine. NFTs are creeping into everything, with all forms of art and entertainment at risk of becoming yet another commodity. The latest casualty in what is becoming NFT big business is the video game industry. Every week, yet another big-name studio, publisher, or game storefront is incorporating NFTs into its 2022 business plan. Though it's been a recent thing happening, many companies have already introduced forms of NFTs into video games. Most of them received lots of backlash, like the Konami Memorial NFT collection. From what we know, those who buy these NFTs will receive a digital stamp, kind of like a certificate, stating they own the pixel art, music track, or clip. There might be also other perks, as is the case of Konami NFTs. Konami will also include your name on its website and provide owners of each NFT with content that can only be unlocked and revealed by the owner. Overall, the offerings with this type of NFT are fairly standard, and it's what we'd expect for an NFT collection, whether it's related to games or not. We have also seen this introduced into games like Ubisoft's Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Through its Ubisoft Quartz platform, players in certain regions can claim or buy NFT cosmetics called digits. Digits have been minted using the Tezos blockchain, but otherwise work just like any other cosmetic item in the game. You can utilize them to give your character a unique design, but you gain no functional benefits. NFT cosmetics are distinct from standard collectible NFTs in that each digit will only be available to buy from Ubisoft for a set period of time, before going away forever. This means that if you want that particular digit in the future, the only way you'll be able to get it is by trading with someone who already owns it. What do you think about all this NFT business? Let us know down in the comments section below. And that's the end of today's video. The gaming sphere has a lot going on, so stay tuned to keep up. Hopefully you enjoyed this latest video, and if you did, would you please let us know in the comments section down below? It would be very helpful. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, and of course subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye.